Here are 5 solid reasons why Topuria is going to dismantle Makhachev. This isn't just another fight. It's a moment that will reshape the course of UFC history. Ilia Topuria has firmly planted his flag in the lightweight division. He's not just eyeing it from afar. He's in the thick of it now, ready to chase down everything he believes is his. Right now, all his focus is locked on Islam Makhachev's belt. This is the same man who dominated featherweight legend Alexander Volkanovski and tore through Max Holloway like a machine. His mission now? To become a 2-division UFC champion. Everyone predicted a long, grueling road to the top for him, but Topuria is rewriting the script on his terms. Today, we're breaking down 5 undeniable reasons why Islam Makhachev doesn't stand a chance. We'll show you why this clash could mark the final chapter in the current era of the UFC's lightweight division. Still doubting Topuria? Stick around till the end, and every last one of your questions will be answered. Turn the volume up, we're just getting started. Reason number 5. Islam won't be able to take Topuria's punches. His biggest vulnerability has always been his chin, and that's not some myth or overblown theory. It's a proven fact that anyone who's followed his career with a sharp eye can confirm. Everyone remembers how Adriano Martins shut his lights out with a single, well-placed shot. Sure, that happened many years ago, but the issue didn't magically disappear. In recent fights, this weakness has quietly resurfaced again and again. Now picture this. Standing across from Islam is arguably the most dangerous puncher the featherweight division has ever seen. A man who doesn't just land shots. He breaks people. He shattered Holloway's iron jaw, a feat no one had even come close to before. He put Volkanovski out cold, and the guy still hasn't fully bounced back. Every single opponent that dared stand in front of him ended up wrecked. If Islam absorbs even one clean, heavy shot, the fight ends right then and there. This won't be a war of attrition, it'll be pure destruction. Reason number 4. Islam's grappling won't get the job done. How many times have we heard the phrase, Islam will just take him down and control him? But let's move past the talk and break down the actual facts. Topuria is a lifelong wrestler at his core. He's not someone who just learned takedown defense last year. He's been grappling since he was a kid. He doesn't just know how to stuff takedowns. He knows how to initiate them, how to reverse positions, how to force his opponents to play defense and burn through their energy reserves. Very few fighters in the UFC have even managed to bring Topuria to the ground, and in the rare moments when they have, he bounced right back up, using his rock-solid balance and tree-trunk legs. That combination makes him an absolute nightmare for anyone who relies on ground control to win. Let's not forget, Charles Oliveira managed to get back to his feet after being taken down by Islam. But Topuria takes it a step further. He not only gets up, he can instantly flip the script. He can return the fight to the feet, or even impose his own grappling game on the ground. Islam is used to being the one in charge when the fight hits the mat. That comfort zone? Topuria won't let him settle into it. He's explosive, powerful, and relentless. He won't allow anyone to dictate the pace or restrict his movement. His ability to scramble, his speed in the clinch, and his textbook takedown defense, they're all critical. He fights with a low center of gravity, uses his core strength to stay grounded, and has the kind of cardio that keeps him sharp from the first second to the last. That shuts down most attempts to drag him into a wrestling match. Islam has built his success around opponents who either lack the technique to match him or the raw strength to push back. But Topuria brings both. He's strong, agile, and defensively sound, which makes him nearly untouchable on the mat. If Islam tries to wrestle, it won't take long before he realizes that his biggest advantage isn't an advantage at all. And that realization? That's where his downfall begins. Reason number 3. The psychological war. Islam lost this fight long before stepping inside the octagon. He's already achieved everything. He's a champion, a record holder, a man at the top of the mountain. But once you reach the summit, the climb ends. There's no hunger, no urgency. He's used to being in control, used to being untouchable. And that's exactly where the fall begins. History in the UFC has shown us time and time again. The moment a fighter starts believing he's invincible, the cracks begin to show. Topuria operates on an entirely different frequency. His confidence isn't for show. It's deep-rooted, unshakable, absolute. When he speaks, it's not about building hype. It's about setting the record straight. He walks into the octagon and backs up every word, without exception. We've seen this kind of energy before. Fighters who break their opponents mentally before even throwing a punch. Khabib did it. McGregor, during his prime, did it too. Topuria belongs to that elite club. The fighters who win the mind game before the physical battle even starts. Islam has always been the favorite. He's used to opponents adjusting to him, giving him space, respecting his strengths. But what happens when the man across from him isn't afraid of the pressure, isn't worried about the takedowns, and looks him in the eyes with nothing but fire and says, "I'm going to eat you alive"? That's where everything changes. Topuria has proven again and again that he thrives in the mental arena. Volkanovski came in confident and left shattered after the very first round. Holloway? The same story. The moment Topuria turns up the heat, doubt starts to creep in. And once that happens, the fight is practically over. Islam is used to being revered. Fighters either respect his style or try to mold themselves around it. But Topuria? He's not playing by those rules. He's here to disrupt, to shake the foundation, to make Islam question himself at every turn. And in high-level MMA, hesitation is a death sentence. Look at the past. McGregor dismantled Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. Usman, brimming with self-assurance, was knocked out cold by Leon Edwards. Adesanya, supremely confident, was stopped by Pereira, a man who knew, absolutely knew, he'd win. That's the energy Topuria brings. He doesn't just think Islam is beatable. He's convinced that Islam is beneath him. He doesn't hope to win. He expects to dominate. And somewhere deep inside, Islam knows it. He'll walk into that cage with a shadow of doubt, and that alone makes him vulnerable. Against someone like Topuria, that kind of vulnerability is lethal. So let's be clear, Topuria is a mental juggernaut. He crushes spirits before the opening bell. That's not hype. That's his pattern. And it's one more reason this fight won't end well for Islam. Reason number 2. The size difference. It's a misleading factor that won't help Islam when it comes to a potential showdown with Topuria. A lot of UFC fans and analysts love to emphasize size. They say things like, "Well, Islam is bigger," as if that alone guarantees dominance. But if we take a closer look at fight history, the narrative shifts entirely. Physical attributes are just one part of the equation, and far from the most important one. Yes, Islam is taller. Yes, he's heavier. But he has never faced anyone quite like Topuria. Someone so compact, so explosive, so fast, and so laser-focused. Let's go a bit deeper. Alexander Volkanovski, who gave up noticeable size to Islam, still caused him serious problems. He found angles, used his speed, defended takedowns, and even connected cleanly enough to put Islam in trouble. The message is clear. Size doesn't guarantee safety. Let's not forget Max Holloway. He's taller and has more reach than Topuria. But when the fight started, none of that mattered. Absolutely none of it. Reach and height don't help if your opponent is dictating the tempo and reading your every move. Size didn't protect giants from being dismantled by quicker, sharper fighters throughout UFC history. We've seen it time and again. Smaller fighters dismantling bigger ones with IQ, pressure, accuracy, and control of space. That's the formula. That's all you really need when you know how to use it. Now imagine Islam facing not just a smaller opponent, but someone who thrives in adaptation. Someone who refuses to play by your rules. Someone who breaks rhythm, controls distance, and sets the tone with every exchange. Topuria won't be bullied or outmuscled. He won't allow Islam to use size as a weapon because he neutralizes it with speed, footwork, elite striking, and a razor-sharp sense of timing. Size only works when you know how to wield it. But if you're slower, if you struggle on your feet, if your defense has gaps, size becomes a liability, not a strength. And against a sniper like Topuria, that's exactly what happens. Reason number 1. Islam simply has no one left to fight. Topuria is his only true challenge. And even that might be too much for him. Right now, the lightweight division is lacking any real threats who could truly test Islam. Charles Oliveira? That ship has sailed. Islam already dismantled him. Arman Tsarukyan? He still needs at least one high-profile win to even earn a title shot. Dustin Poirier? His prime is in the rearview mirror. Justin Gaethje? He lacks the wrestling defense necessary to pose a real danger to someone like Islam. But Topuria? That's a whole different equation. He's not just dangerous. He's a full-blown nightmare for Islam. This is the first fighter who can actually match him in every single area of the fight game. On the feet, Topuria is on a completely different level. His boxing is surgical. His sense of range is elite. and he carries knockout power that can end the night with a single shot. In the grappling department, he's not going to be taken down easily. His Greco-Roman base, sheer physical strength, and low stance make him an incredibly tough target for takedowns. Mentally, he's ahead. He's not intimidated, not deferential, and he's absolutely convinced that his style shuts down everything Islam brings. If the UFC is looking to stage a truly compelling, competitive, and electrifying title fight, one that could define the year 2025, this is the bout that has to happen. For the first time, Islam would step into the octagon against a fighter who won't be backing down, who won't respect his game plan, and who will impose his own pace from the very first second. Topuria is that rare contender, the one man Islam won't be able to break. And when that cage door closes, it could mark the beginning of a new era in the lightweight division.